Do you do any undercover?
I did some.
And what did you think of that? Did you like it? Did you not like it?
I liked it. I thought it was, when you first do it, it's cool, A little story. Normally when you're the undercover agent, you're not the case agent. You tend to be a person coming in and helping out with a case, because the case agent is the one that's really running the case. And
Right.
you can't be the undercover and be the case agent at the same time, generally speaking.
Yeah.
So I went on this undercover, and I went to an old agent. It was my first undercover. And I went to an agent who did a lot of undercover work, and I said, hey, I'm going undercover tomorrow. You got any suggestions? Because I know things can go bad. This is like serious stuff, right? So he says, well, one thing I can tell you, your weapon, don't use a holster. I go, because I had a little baby Glock. I go, what do you mean don't use a holster? He goes, bad guys never use holsters.
Huh.
Cops use holsters.
Huh.
A general comment, but I said, hey, I took that to heart.
Yeah.
And, So anyway, I went on the undercover, and it was kind of interesting. I played the boyfriend of one of the female agents. She was super. She ended up being my boss later in San Diego. She was also from the East Coast. And we did this undercover where we were doing a buy of drugs. And I had the money, and they've already met the bad guys. So this is the first time they met me. So make a long story short, whenever you're bringing money to an undercover deal, you have to make sure you're not going to get ripped off. So you have to look for counter surveillance to see if when you leave with the drugs, somebody's not going to stop you. And what so bottom line is that I'm waiting on the outskirts by myself, waiting to get the word to come in with the money, and I get a call on the radio. Hey, you got a small Honda Civic with 4 guys, young guys in the car. They seem to be following you. I said, okay, I saw that. I said, okay, thank you. Bottom line is that the deal ended up going down, and we took everybody down. I mean, in other words, we arrested everybody. Here's what happened. The deal was they saw me, and at the time I was big, and I was very ethnic looking as an Italian. I think I had a jogging suit on at the time. And the guys in the car had weapons, and their job was to rip me off with the money. But word got back somehow that this guy, me, is a mobster. And I was talking to the bad guy too at the time, and I guess they thought I was from some New York crime family. I don't know what prompted it. But the guys in the car, and they weren't that old, they were in their mid-20s, they went away to a nearby gas station and ditched all their guns. My guys on the surveillance team followed them in, took them down.
Wow.
So I'm in here in the hotel, and I told my girlfriend, this is what's going on. I don't know about those guys. I said, but there's a counter surveillance, and our guys know. I told her that in confidence. Bottom line, everybody got taken down. And the word was that their goal was to scare me and take the money. And honestly, I was lucky, because you think back on it and you say, oh God, it's a good thing I had an accent, that scared, I don't know, it looked big. But that could have easily gone sideways.
Oh, yeah.
Where out of nervousness, they could have done something to me. So that was my first experience with undercover. It happened right up here in Carlsbad.
Wow.
And then I did some other things overseas. But I wouldn't call myself an undercover agent.
Yeah.
It just, I actually liked making the cases.
Yeah.
I loved putting together investigations that could, cross borders. I felt like I was a director in a movie. And the movie script was the actual operation. And as the case agent, you're able to have people positioned.